think we're on the right network. I say that because, as is tradition, I just kind of started things off without really paying too much attention. Hello world. It's Thursday, April the 25th, 2019, present time now 8:11 p.m. I've just come back from having my meal, and, well, there's work to do. In case you missed it, well, I don't know. Ask. Or don't. I mean, if it's like a long time in the future, then I probably won't remember. I'd have to look at the log too. Okay. I've been thinking, with more real life content, what's that mean as far as highlight production? Got me thinking a bit. I'm still thinking on this note. Anyways, on with the show. Angel Tiger, hello, welcome. A lot on my mind, let me tell you. I had to refresh a thing. So today was pretty interesting. Experimented a bit, just went out. I guess it was only 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours that I was out. Not even 3 hours, 2.5-ish. In that time, walked around a fair deal. My feet a little sore. It's a combination of the antics from early this morning and from this afternoon. So while I rest and recuperate, I'm also going to get started on the next thing. There's a couple of things I'm looking at. There are a couple of things I'm looking at. Notes. Notes. So, general things. Creating highlights, always important. I've not done a lot of that. I'd like to keep working on that project. 2, high-level decisions about broadcasting rigs and what have you. 3, promotion. Promotion and identifying the offering. I think I know what it is. I haven't communicated it very clearly, so right now I want to focus just on optimization of the existing thing. I'm going to make it a little better. It's A-B. Whoops, I'm also on this. I should hop off that. I'm gonna go ahead and spin up my own. I'm gonna have 2 SSIDs here. Crazy. 2 from completely different radios. Oh shit, that's what it was. Okay, cool, dope. Yeah, this is connected to the actual network. Not interested in this one. It's a piece of junk. I almost said a boo-boo. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the thing. Excuse me? No, that's not what I intended to do at all. Whoops, my bad. We've got a problem. Let me turn this off for now. There we go. Come back over here. This is a public one. Try again. Should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Now it's got it right. So a couple of things to check out. How's my ad doing? There's a problem loading this content. GTFO. I don't know why. This is going to be kind of slow right now. So far today, I've spent $7.57 to reach 3,343 people. I'm paying for every single impression. There is no real virality out of this. Very poorly very poorly optimized. So right now, the cost per 1,000 impressions has actually gone up since I started this thing. I don't like it. The daily budget. Okay, cool. So we're gonna modify this because it's right at this point. It's just eating up my money, and it's going nowhere. Fortunately, it's a really small amount of money. Right, playing with like $10 a day. Okay, so I don't know what just happened. I'm really not sure. Refresh. I have no idea what I just did. I hope I did this right. I need to be taking notes on this too. Shit, how am I supposed to? I said create in the manager. Okay, so let's see what happens now. So let's stop running this one and instead move on. I think I just got it right. I think. Alright, so I terminated the first one, paused it, and I think I've iterated upon it at this point. I think. Like, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm learning this stuff. All right, so we iterated. Let's move on. What else? These are reference. I need to get all of my reference together. My Wi-Fi adapter is disabled. All right. Okay. So I need to actually. Turn Wi-Fi back on, but don't connect to any of the networks. I think. It'll take a minute. So, lessons learned so far. If I had to quickly summarize what it is I've discovered in this past however many hours I've been out there. I'm gonna need more. That kind of makes sense. What else? Something like Velcro. Velcro might be handy. Just something to keep connections from working their way loose. All right. That should be good. I think it's good. I think all is good. Getting my computer over to. Hello. There we go. I brought up my network again. Okay, another thing. I don't actually have. Well, this is still charging, but it's. Look at this. Wow, I don't even need to show you. This is really impressive. I'm very favorably impressed by this. All right, so write-ups. Did it just fall off? Why? Flaky son of a bitch. So 2 lessons. Any other lessons? Thinking. I don't know that I'm actually coming up with anything. I don't know. So far, I'm drawing a bit of a blank. It's like, yeah, things are working. I'm happy. Alright, so I'm happily surfing the web now, using the university's stuff. Broadcast is going out on my network, my data networks, and I mean LTE network. And what else? What else? I want to add one more. I would like to be able to pull another device in line. I don't. Weird, man. I think it's better to plant seeds. Not just like identify something, exploit. Make sure you gotta make enough money to live. At least. choice. Choice is important. Yeah. Okay, shopping list. Let's. I'm just like I'm going mad over here. I'm fucking just thinking, man. There's a lot to do between now and the time we actually hit the road. There's quite a bit to do. Do we really need a head mount? Oh. I'm just gonna keep learning. No. Let me not worry too much about my own shopping list. Instead, let's go. Yeah, we need to chip away at this. I need to chip away at this ongoing problem. This should be okay. There's still additional stuff for me to investigate now that I have things working on the black box. So the next thing to investigate, well, yeah, let's first take a look at how my server's doing. Oh yeah, Jesus. So many people are like getting sucked into this. It's no bueno, man. No es bueno. It's no bueno, man. Let's hit it. RTC connecting. ... That's not a good sign. RTC connecting. I wonder why mine is saying that. Oh. Shit. You're kidding me. RTC connecting and IP address secured and let me fix this. Wow, how embarrassing. I am very embarrassed. I am ashamed. I'm wondering what the issue is here. Let me retry this. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that's old, okay. Let's ignore that. Not airplane, just this is fine. Update failed. So, wow, what? It keeps booting me off of the hotspot that I'm making using my mini computer, it keeps giving me grief. Sharing this. Internet to share, it should be this guy. It keeps doing this. I think it's because right now it's set to automatically connect to the other thing, and it's just getting confused. It's confusing itself. This might take a few tries. Now all appears to be fine. It's really flaky. Yeah, that's weird as hell. Alright, let's try this again. Jesus, man. Fuck it, I'm switching over to the university's network for now until I can work out the kinks with my other hotspot. Well, hotspot. It's really not a true hotspot. It's... like, what does hotspot even mean? It's just... it's computer. My other computer, it's giving me grief right now. So we'll figure that out in a bit. Let me take some notes, chat. Connecting, and all is good, and this should be okay now. Nothing griefs me as hard as technology. We have a love-hate relationship. What? Discord notify what? We're even. At least this time the thing worked. The one thing worked. So just patience. No rush. Other things to look at. What else do we need to investigate? The number of broadcasts that Twitch saw was actually smaller than I expected. So the concern about the drop-offs, I think maybe a little overblown, but I suppose we'll see on the road. Or potentially I can make a weekend trip someplace. That could work. That way, if it turns out that I don't like 2, I want 3, I want 1 more, just for peace of mind and also to know the lay of the land better. I want 3. Or four, hell, I mean, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. We'll see. We will see. Hello.
Yeti.
It's working.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I saw your message. I saw your comments, and I thought for a moment that there was a conspiracy going on.
Stop talking. Don't ask questions.
I'm...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, you got a backpack?
Well, kind of. I have a very simple bag, and I've
Okay.
got a bonding solution, and
You do?
I've been
What?
playing with it. It's been working out pretty well so far.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
great.
You have the original, huh?
Yeah, I had the original, and I don't know, I probably have what Gunrun is going to release here in like the next few weeks. I have a feeling I have what he's going to announce already.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's that next step?
It's just smaller batteries. So, you know Das in
Yeah,
in
the
the
Kerbal
Discord?
Space
Das?
Academy.
Yeah. Yeah. So he linked me to these two batteries this one battery that works really well. That you can take on the plane. You get two of them, and you get like 10 hours of stream
It,
uptime.
is it the
Pretty good.
26,800
So
milliamp hour one?
what's that?
Is it the 26,800 milliamp hour battery?
Um, might be larger,
Because
but
the math I think is if you take 26,800 and multiply. Okay, actually you do 26.8 times 3.7, and then it takes you up to like
oh
99 point something. And what the TSA says is 100 watt hours is the limit on an individual battery.
so it's 20. So 26.8 is the largest
So that's
for
supposedly that's
TSA.
yeah, that's for TSA.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it must be under that. I'm not. I don't remember.
Gotcha.
Let me
I've
go
been
find
looking at it too. I mean, this game is pretty expensive to play.
Yeah. Did you see the one that DOS recommends?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so let me try and find that,
Yeah.
and then
And then
that's the
let's
one that I
talk
got,
about.
and I have a feeling that's what what Gunrun's gonna recommend.
Gotcha.
2 of those, and then I just have like a really small, like technical military bag.
Okay.
It's almost like a over-the-shoulder kind of small square bag, um, and I just had the Live View case that it comes with sewn into the side of the bag, so that I don't have to carry around like a backpack anymore. And then what goes in the bag are the 2 modems or 3 modems, and then the 2 batteries.
Gotcha.
And that's why I've been like really looking for that wireless HDMI solution.
Right.
So anyway,
Because
so
you're.
let me find.
Oh yeah. Are you running that AS300?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have at this point yet to invest in a dedicated camera. Instead, I'm just using a Pixel 3.
Oh, nice.
So far, I've been pretty happy with this because it's got the selfie cam, a wide angle.
Yeah,
lens.
with the extra wide angle already, right?
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. And then what software do you use? You're running.
Just Streamlabs.
Oh, whoa.
It's super
and so,
basic.
what's your bonding solution?
That's the sauce, man.
Really?
That's the secret sauce, but it's
So
an open secret. Yeah.
So you connect your bonding solution over Wi-Fi
Yep.
to the camera, to the phone?
Yeah. So the camera is just it's using the bonding solution as a hotspot.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So then all your okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's rad.
Yeah, it's
very cool.
It's great. It's really cheap to build. Total parts billing on this bonding solution was something like $80.
What?
Yeah, it's dirt cheap.
That's amazing.
Dude, it's running on a Raspberry Pi 3 B+. It's the first time I've ever bought one of these.
Holy smokes, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, so really cheap, and I guess the next step I could look into the VPSs, like what Synapse has set up. I'm assuming you're using one of his.
No, like the server stuff.
Yeah.
Server side.
Yeah, the RTMP endpoint for your live view.
So RTMP, yeah, let's see. I guess I rent RTMP server, but I don't understand why I have that or what the difference is between that and Nginx.
Mm-hmm. It is Nginx.
I have Nginx on my computer,
right?
But I still rent RTMP server from Synapse. I think I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, so you're going from his VPS that you're renting, and then you're taking that back to your computer at home, and from there applying your overlays and stuff.
Yeah. So I use my own server, which is just like I have a computer that's dedicated to stream.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I broadcast from LiveView into that RTMP feed of Synapses, and then from there into my computer and out to Twitch. But I also have like a dual streaming rig. So if I do a desktop stream, I use what he calls his super stream system.
Right.
So I don't have to I don't need a capture card. I just go from one PC OBS into the other PC's RTMP,
Gotcha.
like via RTMP.
Huh.
Kind of like an NDI style solution, right? It's
Right.
like
A
I
lower bit rate or lower bandwidth.
low, yeah. So, yeah, I know just enough to get me into trouble.
Yeah, dude, I'm more or less at that same place. There's stuff I would love to figure out, but it's time and money, right?
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, yeah, lots of reading, lots of trial and error.
Yep.
But yeah, Synapse is the man. He helps me so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link to the build that DOS has. I'm gonna send you that, and then you can take a look. Yeah, that's the battery. So it streams for 5 to 6 hours with one. The battery's so small you can fit two, and it's still lighter and smaller than that Live Oak battery.
Yeah, 50,000 milliamp hour.
Yeah,
that thing's a beast.
So, yeah, that's basically what I rock.
That's pretty cool.
DOS's setup right there.
Not bad.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Not bad. So it's
it works well. Works well.
It's like the two batteries are no, the thing that's in his back pocket, that's HDMI something or other.
Let me see.
Photo number 4.
2, 3, 4.
Oh no, that's a battery pack.
That's his battery. Yeah.
Here's the battery pack. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right on.
And so he's plugging in the USB. So that USB port right there goes out to his camera. But I'm trying to get, since I'm doing that wireless solution thing, I've got a smaller little 8,000 milliamp hour, I guess, battery that will go on the selfie stick,
right.
And with a short micro USB cable that goes from here. I can kind of show you.
Sure.
Let me show you.
Very open to learning.
I'm gonna try and show you. I don't know. Here. Copy link. Send link. There. Okay. So phone. And so this is why I was like, damn, I really need to get this wireless HDMI going.
Right.
Because if I have that, that's the only cable that I have left. If I had the wireless HDMI, it would literally look like that, and I could just pick it up and go.
Right. Huh.
And yeah, the camera can run off of that little 8,000 milliamp hour or milliamp battery, whatever you call it. So, yeah, that's what I'm working towards.
I see. Pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
The wireless HDMI transmitter receiver shouldn't be that much. That's pretty much a commodity, right?
Yeah, but it's finding one that is USB powered.
Oh, I see.
And smaller the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I found one, and it's I don't know that it'll work. It's $150. I'm gonna try it, and see if that does the job. Because that battery, that's basically, if you look at my photo, behind the phone would be the battery, right? On the other side of the phone would be the battery, and then that battery has two USB ports. So one would power the camera, and the other would power the transmitter.
Gotcha.
And then the other endpoint, I guess, would be plugged into the actual battery of the stream system, or where the live view is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah. So that means the other end would, I mean, you're gonna have some cables, We're gonna have some cables. So we can't get around that. There's always cables.
No, but it'll be like, yeah. So I have like some 8-inch cable from the camera to the battery pack,
Mm-hmm.
and the wireless HDMI like transmitter. Like
Yeah.
there'd be like 8-inch cables there on that end, and then on the live view end, yeah, everything would just like go into the bag. There'll be cables there, but they'll be like inside the bag.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
So one of the things like here, the furthest that you can get away then from the bag is as far as whatever is the shorter one, the cable between the battery and your HDMI transmitter plus camera, or
Yep.
the HDMI cord length. Wait, there's no more cord anymore. That's why we're going wireless. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a solution to like, run across the street and broadcast or anything like that.
Sure.
But like, it just so you're not like dragging extra cables around is kind of my
Yeah.
why I really want it. Like, oh wow, like, there's no extra cable hanging down by your leg or over your shoulder or anything. So,
Right.
yeah.
So you don't run the like a shoulder mount then. You just
I do.
always, oh,
I do sometimes. Yeah, I do sometimes. And then if that's the case, then I can't go this route, and I would just use the normal setup for that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I think the keys here are like flexibility. I really like that a lot of folks have the shoulder mount on the AS300s because having
Yes.
constantly holding on to something sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does for sure. Yeah,
It just gets in the way of life.
100%. Shoulder mount is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Interesting. Very interesting. What type of stuff do you normally push out?
You know what? I don't know. I've been on Twitch for I think 3 or 4 years as a partner. Don't do a whole lot except explore.
That's good.
Like I just yeah. Some friends of mine worked at Twitch and got me partner like years ago, and yeah. It's just fun. I don't know. I have the backpack. I don't use it very much, but I rent it out and let other people use it and stuff. So
That's really cool.
I do that, and then I play games. I stream maybe like a couple times a week,
Gotcha.
just talking shit or
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun, dude.
playing
Broadcasting
some
is so
games.
much fun.
It is. It's super fun. And then I do a lot of stuff I own a marketing agency, and we do quite a bit of stuff with Twitch around that. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's lots of brands that are so interested in Twitch, but like they don't know what to do or like how to produce content or like what consumers want to see.
Sure. Yeah.
And you can kind of see a lot of that happening right now. Like, you see like branded content on Twitch, and it's just like so bad. A lot of it.
Huh.
There's some good content out there, but there's like a lot of brands that are just like, oh, let's be on Twitch, and then, horrible content, like, and the whole chat is so toxic, and they're like just making fun of the people like on the stream, and like it turns into like really really a bad scene really quickly. So
Interesting.
So yeah, we try and like guide our clients like if they want to dabble in Twitch, like try and guide them in a way that like where they're creating content that people actually want to consume. And
Right.
yeah.
Huh. That sounds really really cool. I was actually asking a couple friends earlier, like, hey, like, what would you like to see? Because I was just walking around for like 2-3 hours today. Now that I can do it, it just like, yeah, nobody's showing up. I guess my content sucks, but it's really there's a lot of the marketing is important. If you don't market, then like how do you expect people to find their way over to your channel?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's really hard. Discovery is like still an issue,
Absolutely.
And then with the rise of and the increase and influx of kind of affiliates. I think affiliates, like, man, like, it was hard. I think it was like really hard. There were so many people streaming, and it was like became even harder for like people to find. Um,
Yeah.
um, but now it's kind of calmed down. Like, I think there was like this huge, like, oh, I'm gonna be a streamer. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna just like sit on Twitch all day. And like there were all these people that did that. And during that period, I felt like it was kind of like harder to be discovered, or like, you know, find people or viewers, or get, you know, acquire viewers. So, you know, I think that's behind us now. I think, like, you know, shit. I mean, everyone I knew was streaming. They were like, yeah, like, come stop by my stream. Like, I'm an affiliate. I was like, okay. And then, yeah, like basically all those people stopped streaming when they didn't get a check like in 90 days. They were
Sure.
like, oh, whoa, like, this sucks.
Dude, why am
And
I
then I
throwing
have
the
some
whole-
friends who were like, I got my first check from Twitch. It was like, it's been like a year and a half. You know, or, you know, I'm exaggerating,
Right.
but like, it's been like a year.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, it does.
Especially
and
if it's
dedication,
just-
right? So like,
Yep.
most of those people just burned out. They were like, oh, well, this sucks. Like, you know, I've been doing this for 2 months and I haven't gotten a check. Like, I'm done.
How come I can't quit my day job yet? What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's in a much better place than it was when like they kind of announced that whole thing.
Okay. Change for the better, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So might I ask, with the marketing agency, what's in your
Yep.
day to day?
We basically we're a digital marketing agency, so doing anything from like Facebook ads, Facebook, Instagram ads, to managing online communities on social or Reddit or whatever it may be.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
what's your role within this organization?
I am co-founder, or
Oh, shit.
my wife founded the agency
Oh,
back
shit.
in like 2012, and then I joined her like 2.5 years later.
Wow, right on. That's really cool, man.
Yeah. So not really. I guess I'm not really a co-founder. I guess I joined her much later. So I guess now more of a partner than a co-founder.
Yeah, that's very appropriate.
Yeah. So.
That's dope, man. I've been.
Yeah, it's good, man. How about you? What? Where are you? Where are you located?
Can you see?
Well, yeah, I can see you, but where are you located? Like,
So right now I'm out of Columbia, Missouri, and
Okay.
I'm broadcasting from my dorm room at the University of Missouri.
cool.
Yep. Previously I was down in Houston, Texas, and I'm looking to make my way back down there in just 3.5 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I miss my dog.
Very nice.
Yep.
Did you miss your what? Your
My
dog?
dog, dude. I miss my dog so much.
Oh. Nice. So the school year's over, or what? Like, or you're just?
So I'm a bit of a non-traditional dorm resident.
Oh, really?
Yes, I came back up here because I had 5.5 credit hours remaining between me and my MBA, and so like I was one of these guys that was just really pushing hard on the broadcast, and I guess I still am, right? Like I'm pushing
Yep.
it and not sure what the fuck to do, how to do it right.
Yep.
Trying to figure out how am I going to make ends meet, you know, and just it's a completely unsustainable situation. But what happened? I started looking back over job boards, thinking I've got to do something. I've got to pay my way forward, and I lost steam, and I thought maybe the best move at this point in my life is to go finish the MBA. So I came back up here in August.
Damn, that's awesome, man.
It's something. It's just another pit stop, I suppose.
That's great. And so you'll be finished in a few weeks,
Probably.
right?
Probably.
Probably. And
We'll
then-
go with yes. We'll go with yes. I'm gonna fight for it.
Okay, good. Good, good. Dude, that's super cool. Super, super cool.
Yeah, I like this space a lot, but I'm also interested in the whole social media and marketing in general. So it's very neat that that's what you do. Um,
Yeah, that's what we do. And it's changing like crazy. Like, I think in the next year, Facebook is going to be more of just like a messaging platform. Like, I think brand pages are supposed to go away. Like, all these changes are coming that is going to make for it's going to set us up nicely because like we do so much community management and like for these brands that we work with, that it's going to be more of that and less kind of like broadcasting messages to the public on like, like on a Facebook page, right? Like it's going to
right.
be, from what I've heard, I think that's going away and like it's pretty much just going to be like one-to-one messaging,
Huh.
um, like WeChat and yeah.
Interesting.
So
So
yeah,
so chatbots definitely coming up.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing to invest
yeah,
in now.
exactly, 100%. And they kind of been pushing it like already, and even to the public, they're trying to like really push Facebook Messenger and like
Oh yeah.
you know pushing ads through that channel now and like doing all kinds of stuff there. So um, it's going to be interesting, like to see what happens, but
Hmm.
it's cool.
That's one app I have not allowed onto my phone yet.
What was that?
The Facebook Messenger is one app I have not allowed onto my phone yet.
Yeah, I don't have it on mine either.
That's good. Good to know.
Yeah, um, yeah, but it's where it's headed, though. Unfortunately,
I see.
so they can capture all of your messages to everyone.
Mine
So
everything.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But dude, thanks for chatting. I appreciate it,
I'm
and
gonna.
it's super nice to meet you, man.
Hey, the same to you. It's cool.
Uh, Yeah, let's keep in touch for sure. I'll see you in the chat room, and if you ever see me online, hit me up.
Sure, can do. I will add you to my friends list. As far as this
All
HDMI
right, buddy.
transmitter, I'm gonna pass along this guy, who he's also in the server. You may want to
Oh,
ask
okay.
him.
I think I've seen this guy, Jack
Yep,
Nothing.
yep.
Okay.
He picked up an HDMI transmitter, got it all running. Maybe it's
This
worth.
guy does?
Yeah, he has it. He ran his with a. He set up a rig with an A7 II, I think.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and then he found it was too cumbersome. He got a gimbal and the A7
Well,
II, and
yeah.
just like he
Dude,
went all
can
out.
you imagine?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that.
No,
I
yeah.
would want that, but I wouldn't want to carry it.
Right. It's just like if you had a dedicated camera guy, sure, like go nuts with
Yeah, that would be sweet. Yeah, for sure.
it. Yeah.
Um, oh, man. Oh, thanks. I didn't know that. Okay, I'll check him out for sure.
Yep. No props.
Thanks a lot, man. And then, yeah, if you have any questions or whatever, hit me up. And I will do the same with you, if you don't mind.
Sure. I'll share what I learned.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Okay. Bye bye for now.
Nice chatting. Bye.
Excellent. Excellent. Cool. It was fun. Good to know where you're coming from. And then you know me. Just another dude on the internet. Thank you, thank you. We'll have to talk more about the technology. I'm trying to learn, like I said, just figure out what's out there. I'm also taking some notes on Twitter ads, throwing a little bit of money into the internet and seeing what happens. Just because that recent news, it's too juicy not to do something with. And I don't don't mean doing the same thing that everybody else has been doing. Gotta change things up. Much better. That's what I was looking for. So I took things from absolute shit tier engagements, and now we're, I mean, at least like 4 or 5 times better, but still no conversions. So at this point, it's really just an awareness building campaign. Until I have like forms, something. I want to make it easier, better. But results so far for the day, we're now at 3,512 impressions. A lot in Spain for some reason. That's not what I wanted. Too many in Spain. Spain, Brazil, the US, that's it? Okay, I need to change this. This is bad. The targeting is completely off. Thank God I looked a little deeper. Edit. Targeting is way off on this. So we need this. Zero. What? That would kill it. That would entirely kill it. No way. Huh. That takes things down to 0? That can't be right. I guess we'll see. Let's see what happens. We may see impression velocity drop off completely. But that's the target market. Okay. So, some things to learn. More to learn. Clearly the targeting thing needs some work. I don't know. I was expecting better, but that's fine. It's better to learn now than later. Hello, welcome. Before we close that out entirely, this one I need to spend a little bit more time thinking about. This, where we at? Apparently we're still good. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? Okay, still got about 4 days. I'm gonna do a big batch job in a bit. Need to push more, push harder, push all the time. Not just this. This is nothing. Fun and games. My university? Yes. I'm on campus. 99. Are you as well? Exactly. It's got joinery. That's cool. Have you seen those? I think it's Japanese wood joining techniques without glue, nails, just friction fitted. I hope I'm thinking in the right vein. Last night, bought a pack of cigarettes. Oh, I might go out there and smoke a cigarette in a bit. Because I can. It's terrible. Foul habit. You have? Sweet. I'm studying business. But I haven't taken... I've been out of classes since about mid-March. And for the first 3 months or so of this year, I was regularly showing up to an internship, working on a data science team. But I was just there learning. I think I can rank for this easily. Why I have not been in classes because I finished them. This vape, the mod is Orion by Lost Vape. This uses a DNA chip. Max output is 40 watts. Battery is pretty small though. It's 950 milliamp hour. But it's a pretty decent little mod. It was touted as the first refillable pod mod that uses a DNA chip. I'm gonna rank for this keyword. Let's get to it. This is war, baby. This is war. But I'm not after the dollars necessarily. I'm after some money, sure. To each according to his or her ability. You don't have to take more than you need. Me, I just need to survive right now. Sweet. I don't actually keep up with this, the industry, because it's pretty much impossible to keep up with. There's so much product out there. I have been vaping since probably the tail end of 2010. So I've been in the game for a long time. Been a user for a long time. But occasionally I'll still smoke. Very, very seldomly. Sorry, I should say very seldomly I will smoke. Last night I walked around, bought a pack of cigarettes, lit one up, and it was awful. It was so bad. I just instantly regretted it. There's some really interesting stuff over here. Yeah, I have. I want to do something about the delay. I really do. It's kind of a big deal to me. Hey, I should ask for one more thing. What do I think of it? Okay. They're okay. I own a butane-powered vape for flower, and I like that. I don't like too many batteries. But they're okay. Convenient. You can do things with them. Yeah, let me just reciprocate. Reciprocity is very important. Name of the game. Meanwhile, is there stuff that I can drop? I think I can drop this. Like, pretty done with this dude. Pretty done with this dude. These guys are, it's just same SSDD. Could do stuff in that channel, but I think I need to focus for a bit on getting a message together. Alright. Take care. Thank you for stopping by and chatting. Until next time. I will probably be around. Okay. If there were highlights out of today, they were puppies. Just like last time, it was puppies. It fuck. fucking puppies. Everybody loves puppies and kitties. So we need puppies and kitties. I can spend forever trying to find contents, though, so that's the trouble. It's really, let me parse through this and grab the important stuff. See if this holds up this time. Good. Think. Got the money deposited. I think I already threw out the checks. But I'm gonna go ahead and update the accounts. It's important to periodically review. Today's Thursday. It's the day that I would normally set aside for this type of thing. Excuse me? What did I spend that money on? Did I order something recently? Am I losing it? The days have kind of slipped into one for a while. But something is up here. Okay, right. I did order some stuff recently. Duh. So, I don't think this is updated yet. take a look again. It's been a long time since I've actually looked at this. See what I'm working with so far. Okay. It switched back over again. I guess it really doesn't like that for some reason. I wonder what's going on there. They're really odd. Everything's on. Wow, that's really strange. It's strange because I've used it in the past for broadcasting as well. Ingesting the NDEI. There it goes again. It just booted me off again. I threw away everything, didn't I? That was not smart. It's okay. Fortunately, I made scans. That one probably wasn't in there. It was these three. 366, 67. Hello, welcome. $77.78. And nothing. Period and that. And 392.38. So there's more even. I think that other one was there too. Must have been. Let's try it and see what happens. 2019, 414. $484.95. Expenses. Really trying to keep track of my money. Yeah, that was right. Trying to figure out where my money came and went, and you know. This should work. I don't know if I can actually punch that in. I don't know if it gets that fine grained, but it's cool. Yeah, I don't think so. Excuse me. It keeps hopping over to the pie. Weird. Alright. Wow, it keeps kicking me off of it on my laptop. I'm really curious what's going on. My phone seems to be happily connected to it. Which is really strange. Yeah, wow, see, it's great. That's the hotspot then. You know? Wow. Upload bandwidth is nothing compared to that download, but, you know, should be fine. I don't know why the phone is happy to connect to it, but my computer is acting all goofy. I wonder if it's because I've set a static IP somewhere? No? That would have manifested in an entirely different way. Like here, it's got the IP. It's right there. Oh, yeah. So what do I want to do? let me pay that guy before before things get cut off. Like, that would really suck to get cut off at midnight or something. Gotta pay the man. Damn it. It keeps kicking me off of the thing. I'm not sure why. I think I have an idea though. Excuse me. Wow. I think I know why. No, it should be okay. Should be okay now. It's just priorities. Machine was getting so confused. Oh, no. It got booted off again. What the fuck? It's like it just doesn't want to stay on this. For some reason, it just keeps going, nope. I don't want to be there. Buggers off somewhere else where I end up with more issues. Dropping a bit of cash. It's a gas. Cash, it's a gas. It is paid? I can't tell. I keep getting to this, like, I get through it, and then, no, it's not paid up yet. It keeps kicking me off. It's really frustrating. Because I don't understand why it would. And I want to understand. It did it again. It did it again. That's really, really... Okay, now it's paid. And it did it again. Dude, it just keeps on dropping for some reason. There must be some type of interference going on. It's really fucking weird. try to break stuff. Shall we? There's really no need to at this point. Or the need is much reduced. I guess I always want to relax for a bit.
Look at how far we've come.
It's really just a small step. Again, it's so flaky. It's so damn flaky. For some reason. Maybe it's just interference. I don't want to rule that out, so let's check. Is that what's going on? Probably not. That's probably not what's going on here. Okay, that's really interesting, actually. I'm really confused. Really, really confused. Maybe it's just too strong? Like, I have no idea what to make of it. I'm gonna move the rig just a little bit. See if that helps clear things up. Something's going on right now. It's where my computer keeps disconnecting from my network, and it's been bothersome. Oh, sweet. I already made this. Cool. I already have that. So we got some channels. I can use those in order to get messaging out. I don't know. I'm just kind of twiddling my thumbs, thinking for a bit. I think buying a battery makes sense. Buying this, let's do a bit of shopping. That's what I'm gonna do. When confused, engage in retail therapy. Dude, it keeps on dropping. Fuck. Thing is, they don't actually do it. So this is really the missing bit. The highest value piece is in here. It keeps kicking me off. This is really annoying. Let me not look at this. I can't even do my shopping. Bleh. I just want a battery. I want to get those orders in. Just one. Really, I just need the one thing. One battery and then car. Some mounting solution for when I'm in the car. And selfie stick. cheap. $15. Keeps dropping. Unacceptable. I think I got it. I think I know how to run this. We can go ahead and this is really not working. Really not working. I don't understand why. Let me restart it. That might help. When in doubt, let me restart that thing, restart my laptop as well. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down. Time is ticking. And I've been struggling with this thing. It's just not working. It's a frustrating experience. Alright. So what can you do when you got no real money, you're trying to build up this thing? I need to consider what my real plan is here. Right now, I'm essentially saying, like, hey, I know something, but I've got to make it convert, right? Especially if I'm paying to put it out there. I guess the marketing cost just kind of gets pushed onto the consumer, right? And you have to make a little something from the actual. Yeah. Essentially about like $8 already today. Just by testing. Which is not a lot of money, but when you don't have very much at all, it's like, damn, I could use those $8 to do this thing. That's sweet. To it. I got a little something I want to do. Let's see if it works. God, my poor computer. I don't even want to know how many things I have open. I guess, I mean, the good thing is that we're slowly making some progress, so some stuff will probably get closed out before long. Probably. Pages are in none of these groups apparently. Weird. 1, 2, 3. Four. Getting fluffy. Let's see what happens. Hey? Oh, what? Hmm? Hello? This thing is broken. Okay, so that works. See what this does now. Just testing things out. It shows that. That I don't like. See, I'm a little. Like, I don't know for sure. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Let's see what's going on over here. I don't think anybody's here. Yeah, this is empty. Oop. Okay, good to see that's working. So the trouble here is when I come over here, I may see something that I don't like. The only way to know for sure is to go like this. Be a stranger. As a stranger, what do I get to see? I don't really know. That's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that gets me. it'd be one thing if I really don't know. I've got no damn idea. Oh, hello. Cool. So that's cool. No, da da da. Alright, so that much I know. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Can't do anything here. No problem. Here, I'm really curious. Like, what's it do? What does it look like? How does this work? Alright. Neat. But, still, I don't know. I might just kill that one. I might kill that one, and I might kill this one as well. Maybe. Don't know. Not yet decided. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Smoke, come back, and I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave that there. Decide on which one of these I'm gonna grab. I think this is a project. This probably is a project. Yeah, a lot of these things are designed so that a lot of phone mounts for cars, it's so that you can easily see the display and mess with the GPS, so you're talking like not very high up. But if I want to be able to show the road and to kill some of the vibrations, that's a little more challenging, I think. Wow, these are so cheap. That's unbelievable. Unbelievably cheap. Let's say it's gotta be Amazon Prime, because I want this yesterday. This is dirt cheap. 360 rotation, blah 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 blah. It's for $9. Compatible for phones. Hold it in there like that, and this out. It looks like that would work. Provide some flexibility. Military? No. Dorm room, not at barracks. But similarly, it's institutionalized living. I do have some nice boots though. And maybe some toys. Military? Don't mind me, I'm just being an old man. Looking at selfie sticks. I've never owned a selfie stick. I purchased the gimbal, I used it a handful of times, I think they're great. The gimbal I've got, like I would not actually mind taking a gimbal out, but it is one extra thing to power. Maybe that's not really the problem. Power is actually not the limiting factor, it's more, I don't even know. It's not that bad. The gimbal's not that bad. I really like it. I love being able to smooth stuff out. That room looks like a barracks room. Yeah. Really simple. I've been living out of here since August the 13th, maybe 14th. But I'm going back home soon. I'm really, really excited. Been missing my dog for a while now. Yeah, I think we do this. This is $9, man. It's $9. If it sucks, it sucks. They all look to be more or less the same thing. It's all more or less the same thing. Looks good enough. Adjust. ABS, PC. So, and it's plastic. But these are literally the same exact thing. Some people are just selling them for twice as much. University, yes. I'm broadcasting to you from the University of Missouri in Columbia, Missouri. My dormitory room. We can get this on Saturday if I order within the next hour and 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and get this. Give it a whirl, see how it goes. I'm still curious about this, but I don't know if now's the time. Yeah. It's not bad. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is boring. Like, strictly speaking, it's boring because it's a static scene. But I was thinking to go out and have a smoke. Let me pull the trigger on this thing and then go out and burn one. I bought a pack of smokes last night. Walked around a good long time. Picked up a pack of smokes. So now I've got them. What else are you gonna do? One has cigarettes. One consumes cigarettes. Right. Order placed. Let's see how it goes. I should also pick out the battery. Fuck it, I'm gonna pick one out. The battery's gonna run me a bit more. Like, I'm pretty sure. The latest and greatest that they have It's 26,800 milliamp hours. Recharges in only 4.5 hours. But it's $130. I mean, this thing is just as much as a 50,000 milliamp hour battery. Let me go ponder that for a bit. Speed, time to charge is like, it's kind of important, but it's not like, yeah. Okay, here. Let's go free for a bit. Oh. My major, Echo Foxtrot. I'm finishing up my MBA. So, business. The business. What some would call the bee's knees. So getting that done. Okay. Yeah, we could dolly this up. Could dress this up a little bit. But it's like right now it's pretty low key. And I like it. Really quiet, please. Disappears into this little bag. Then we grab. And I have one last match. I'm forgetting something. I don't need my phone. There's the ID. Okay, so what I was saying. Socks are kind of a big deal though. So, as I was saying. Ugh. The single most boring thing that I can do with this setup is sit around. Park my ass someplace. The best thing is play it like a live journalist. You know, you've got equipment that allows you to broadcast from the field, you go out to the field. Oh shoot. Why stay in? I could be a tool, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to respect whoever else might decide to come out here into the night. Set this down right. Oh, shoot. Okay. That worked. Remember, if you don't smoke, don't pick up the habit. It's awful. Hello. Hi, Sierra. Welcome. Welcome to my humble broadcast. I think you can hear me okay. But there's gonna be a bit of latency. Give or take 13 seconds. I do not like sitting all day looking at the screen. Shit's terrible for you. Being out here is nice though. It's a little chilly. But it feels good. One of these days. Fail.
I don't want to stuff up my shit.
I'm going to try to get up there. There's plenty of stuff to help. Buildings everywhere. I'm going to go back inside, wash my hands, read my book summary, take a shower, yada yada yada. All that stuff. And wind down. Got something to attend in the morning. It's gonna take all day. Or I think all day. Maybe all day, we'll see. My friend. Oops. Okay, soft landing. Empty the bag. Or just leave everything in. Actually, now that I think about it, the only thing I really need to do with this on a regular basis, in order to keep the system running, all I've got to do is occasionally feed power to this thing. which I can. Oh wow, it's just been running. I think it's just been running on battery for the past while. Pull this here. Plug. Pretty slick. Everything holds up just fine. Worth testing. So, how important is it really to be able to charge a battery pack in a small time period? We're talking a substantial difference here between charging up in 4 or 5 hours versus taking 11 hours to charge. 11 hours is a really long time. I like 4 or 5 a lot better. Just the sound of 4 or 5. I don't know that I like that price tag. And that makes me wonder if there's a way just to buy the battery. That's interesting. Well, let's try the cheaper one. Yeah. 4.5 hours. I don't get the extra crap that I don't need. Apparently there's an even, what? No, that's a smaller one. That's not a newer model. That's less capacity. That doesn't even count. It's not the same thing. Hey, hello. I'm looking at batteries right now. May be helpful to sit down and do this on a computer, just so I can do some figuring. Oh, this is fine on battery. We'll grab this. There's so much stuff here. It's unbelievable. Okay. Shoot. There's one more thing too. First things first. Cases. Bank 10K. .27 watts. Starts at 5, configurable up to 20. This, it's a bit of a headache. There's a lot of stuff that's all very similar. Looks like 18 is where it tops out. So it's a little slower, but it's so much cheaper. Like, just so much cheaper. What's the difference here? No. Whoops. Okay, I see. One is an older model. And the older model apparently has slower charge. 2 input, 4 port output, total of 30 watts as opposed to 3 outputs. We can roll with this 30 watts. On our output side, we've got one quick charge 3.0. I'm not sure exactly what uses that. And then 2 standard USB. I think this will work. Let's try this. $50. Guaranteed Saturday. Let's roll it. Finally. Because time is ticking. I'm curious. I'm gonna try to sleep after all this. Reframing Organizations by Lee G. Bowman and Terence E. Deal. Reframing Organizations from 2017 looks at how to structure organizations in order to simplify tasks and decision making. It shows that there is no foolproof way to arrive at the right answer when facing complex challenges. However, certain structures exist that increase the chances of company success. Who should read this? Managers, employees, and organizational psychologists. Who wrote the book? Lee G. Bowman is a professor at the Block School of Business in Missouri, where he specializes in leadership and organization. He is also a popular speaker and workshop leader for companies, governmental bodies, and universities in the US and abroad. Terence E. Deal is a retired professor of education at the University of Southern California. He has worked at many of the most prestigious US universities, focusing on organizations and the methods they deploy to deal with symbolism and disruption. What's in it for me? Run your company the way it should be run. Executives and managers take great pride in bringing their best to the companies they work for. But more often than not, it takes more than individual passion to ensure a company's success. In fact, it is the structure of a company that ultimately ensures its long-term prosperity. In the fast-paced business world, executives often face difficult questions and need to make decisions with limited information. They may not know immediately what should be done to enhance their company's strength. This is where this book comes in. We'll explore the restructuring options that are available to businesses of all sizes. Sometimes we have to learn from experience, but when profit is at stake, it's much more efficient to learn from the knowledge of others. In the following blinks, find out what structures to put in place and what decisions to make to ensure that your company thrives. In these blinks, you'll learn how supermarket chain Whole Foods organizes its stores, which highly respected company began life as a sketch on a napkin, and which CEO of a major auto firm realized it was better to own up to past mistakes. Mistakes are made when complexity is simplified. The trick is to question your prejudices. There's no escaping problem solving. At some point, we'll all have to use this skill. There are occasions when it can be relatively straightforward, like working out what planes and trains to take to make it home for Christmas. But it's an entirely different kettle of fish when we're facing more complex questions. A common error is to simplify complexity, but this just leads to mistakes. And if you're a leader of any sort, that's the last thing you want to do. This oversimplification tends to take two forms. The first, and most obvious, is when the sheer volume of information is too large to be processed easily. In these circumstances, leaders are inclined to focus only on what they deem critical. Thus, they close themselves off from information that might be useful. Secondly, when leaders are faced with complex and intricate situations, they revert to prejudice rather than actually looking at the matter at hand. After all, simplification is so much easier. The authors see President Donald Trump's actions as a good example of simplified prejudice. In March 2017, he tweeted repeatedly that Barack Obama had tapped his phones during the lead-up to the 2016 election. Trump had received this faulty information from the far-right news outlet Breitbart. He clung doggedly to this erroneous first impression, even after an investigation confirmed that Obama had ordered nothing of the sort. But this case is hardly unique. In 2011, neuroscientist David Eagleman conducted a study that showed we all tend to disregard information that challenges our established worldview. In other words, we see what we already believe, rather than believe what we see. This can be dangerous for both individuals and companies dealing with complex challenges. A more successful approach to problem solving would be to question the existing beliefs you hold. The existence of self-managing teams within company structures can improve decision-making processes. It's an adage that's been drilled into us for all our adult lives. Good team players make for good employees. That said, companies still largely structure themselves with the expectation that their employees will work as individuals. But what if companies were truly structured to function as teams? One model that they might look to is that of self-managing teams. These are teams that don't have a boss, and team members work and make decisions collectively. They elect who is responsible for which tasks and determine team goals and timeframes for completion. Companies structured like this are very efficient. That's because managers are only responsible for approving final decisions, should conflict between team members arise. Finally, self-managing teams can make all decisions themselves, even ones as extreme as deciding to discontinue products they're responsible for if they are not satisfied with them. They also deal with any customer complaints and work out how to assist slacking members. Just look at Whole Foods Market, a supermarket based in the US with branches in Canada and the UK. It has seen huge growth over the last few years. Each store is run by a self-managing team. It decides everything, from what products to source to employee salaries. The contribution of various voices to the conversation ensures that ideas stay fresh and that decision-making is successful. The authors know this from personal experience. They sat in on a team meeting of Whole Foods employees, where everyone was free to bring input. One bakery counter employee explained that customers often asked about the calorie content of the pastries and cakes. As a result, labels were introduced. Other team members suggested that a new salesperson be offered more hours, since she was so good at her job, and the proposal was accepted. It's clear that if these teams weren't self-managed, they wouldn't be as responsive, and the company would ultimately suffer. Company success is built on good hiring practices and quantifiable rewards for employees. In business, the quality of your product becomes irrelevant if you don't have a good team in place to keep customers happy. And the best way you can achieve this is by knowing what exactly you want to offer your customers. Let's look at how Southwest Airlines does this. The company aims to give their customers a great flying experience. That premise means they know exactly the sort of team they want. Their employees have to have a positive outlook, great interpersonal skills, and a sense of humor. As a consequence, Southwest Airlines structures its interviews to find those candidates who fit that profile. On one occasion, they asked prospective pilots to wear Bermuda shorts to the interview. 2 pilots refused to wear them, indicating that they didn't have the sort of humor that Southwest Airlines was looking for, so the company passed on these otherwise qualified candidates. Meanwhile, Enterprise, a car rental company, took a slightly different approach to hiring, which resulted in spectacular growth. They looked for potential employees who enjoyed socializing in college and who were good at sports. Enterprise realized that it was precisely this sort of person who had the soft skills critical for excellent customer service and team building. But company success isn't just built on keeping customers satisfied. Employees also have to be kept happy and suitably rewarded for their efforts. Companies like Google and Southwest Airlines get that. Employees are given good salaries and benefits, such as generous pension schemes. On top of that, these companies try to retain their employees long term and have internal promotion structures to foster that. The obvious benefit to these companies is financial. Employee turnover costs money, as hiring procedures suck up resources and new employees make mistakes. But, of course, rewarding employees also increases productivity. The supermarket chain Costco does just that. It pays its employees 70% more than some of its competitors. That might seem counterintuitive as a money-saving device, but a study has shown that Costco employees are twice as productive as employees in competing supermarket chains, and also less likely to quit. It makes sense to pay top dollar for exemplary contributions of skilled, motivated, and involved employees. Distributing company profits and job security encourages employee loyalty. We all want job security, but it's no longer a given in the modern market economy. The response of American companies to the 2008 recession demonstrates just that, as they laid off over 2 million employees. That said, not all companies have ditched the idea of job security, and there are good reasons for that. Let's look at an example. Lincoln Electric, a manufacturer of arc welding materials, has a policy of never firing employees who've been working there for at least 3 years. This has been challenging at times. Even when Lincoln Electric saw their sales figures sink by 40% over several years, they managed not to fire anyone. They found alternatives, for example, by retraining mechanical workers as salespeople. These reallocated employees worked on finding new clients for the company. And because they knew the company had done everything it could to keep them employed, they threw themselves into their new roles with vigor. And it worked. Lincoln Electric's client base grew, its customers multiplied, and before long it was profitable once again. Not a single employee had been laid off. Another way to keep employees happy is to ensure that a company's wealth is visibly shared. In most companies, employees feel that they have little to do with company profits, and that just the executives and shareholders actually benefit from financial success. However, the last decade has seen the introduction of methods that help all employees feel better connected to that side of the business. Often, these take the form of employee stock ownership plans, ESOPs. Thousands of companies offer ESOPs to their employees, and most of these plans have been successful in raising employee satisfaction and engagement. With that said, the offer of ESOPs alone is not enough to ensure employee engagement. Power, as well as profit, must be distributed. Options for that include giving employees a voice on the company board and getting them involved in company management. Myth and vision are key to company success, and company heroes and heroines enforce those ideals. Big brands don't always have the best reputations. More often than not, they're vilified as the poster children for consumerist societies. But brands are valuable. They're an intrinsic element of a company's mythos, and also motivate employees to identify with a company's vision of itself. The right use of myth and vision is sure to support company success. Carl Jung, the famous turn-of-the-century psychologist, argued that myths are critical for the creation of collective dreams. These legitimize the values and ideas that hold organizations and companies together. Southwest Airlines has a founding myth of this sort. The story goes that its business model, operating several daily flights between Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio, began as a sketch on a napkin in a San Antonio restaurant. Regardless of the truth of this origin story, the myth enforces the idea that great things can be achieved by anyone who has a winning and straightforward idea. It also fits nicely with the company's democratic ideals. Southwest Airlines believes flying should be available to everyone, not just the elite. and it's precisely this approach that's enabled Southwest Airlines to become so successful. Another way a company can nurture its mythos is to promote company heroes and heroines. We can look to General Motors for the lesson here. By 2014, GM had come perilously close to bankruptcy and was struggling to shake off a scandal involving defective ignition switches that resulted in the tragic deaths of 13 people. Their fix was to hire Mary Barra as CEO. Barra wasn't like her predecessors, who'd avoided admitting culpability at every turn. She acknowledged GM's guilt and changed the company's structure to function under new standards for transparency. Since Barra took over, GM's profits have increased threefold. This success is due in no small part to Mary Barra's heroic role. She saved the company, and her employees now take pride in being a part of her new company vision. Taking on a new managerial role can be tough, and it requires quick thinking to fit in quickly. No matter what sort of company you're working for, you'll know that rules, routines, and regulations matter. Everything has to function like clockwork. But nevertheless, it's inevitable that at times egos will rub against each other, and eventually conflicts and grudges emerge. Things can get even more intense in times of change, like when a new manager arrives. There's no point beating around the bush. Taking on a managerial position at a new company is tough, and you don't want to be the spark that lights a tinderbox of lingering resentment. Let's look at the fictional case of Cindy Marshall, who's been transferred. She's now a new manager in the customer service section of her company in Kansas City. Theoretically, at least, it's a major promotion. But she's been posted there because the service has been sluggish and inefficient. When Marshall arrives, the secretary stonewalls her. After all, she was hired by Marshall's predecessor, Blazin' Bill Howard, and she has her loyalties clear. Howard himself is being let go, and his days are numbered. When Marshall finally tracks him down, he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and larking around with a couple of other employees, vaping in a meeting room with papers lying forgotten to one side. He rebuffs her in front of his posse. He's in a meeting, he says, and he'll be free in an hour at the earliest. In this story, Marshall knows what has to be done. She must think quickly and ensure that she doesn't get off on the wrong foot in these challenging circumstances. There's no point showing deference to Howard, as that would just undermine her authority. Quick thinking can save her. She should apologize for the interruption, but should do so while simultaneously introducing herself as the new manager. If Howard still persists in mocking her, she could acknowledge the situation he's in. After all, he's worked for the company a long time, and now has to hand the reins over. And if they really are in a meeting, then she can offer to sit in. She may still learn something for her new role. New executives should adapt to their new company culture, which often involves winning over key stakeholders. Company culture can be difficult to quantify and analyze, but it can be done. The consultancy firm Bain & Company ran a survey asking companies how well they thought they deal with changes in company management. It turned out that only 12% were able to achieve what they had in mind, namely a smooth transition that didn't detrimentally affect company performance and kept employees satisfied. The lesson of this is that new executives have to adapt to company culture. Let's turn to how 3M dealt with changes to their top management. 3M is a company that is famous for its innovative and creative solutions. You know Post-it notes? Well, that idea stems from 3M. However, in 2001, the company's profits were tumbling. A new CEO, James McNerney, was hired. It was his job to make the business profitable once again. McNerney acted decisively. 3M employees were trained to become experts in efficiency. They became laser focused on boosting productivity and cutting costs. At first, all seemed to be going well, and the strategy appeared to be paying off. Company profits increased.
But the previous spark of creativity in the company had been snuffed out. Before McNerney, employees had spent their time doodling, thinking outside the box, and dreaming up innovative products. That's what had led to the invention of some of their hit products, Scotch tape and Post-it notes. By 2005, it was clear that McNerney's rigid approach was stifling innovation efforts at 3M. He had failed to adapt to company culture and wasn't supporting creativity, as he should have done. A more successful approach for a new executive often involves winning over major stakeholders. That's what Alan Mulally did at the Ford Motor Company. He was hired in 2006 to save the ailing company, where divisions among executives were tearing it apart. Mulally made sure to run all his ideas past the board of directors and the Ford family. It was imperative that they approve of his plan to simplify the product line. He saw these reforms as essential in creating a vision for the future that also took customer preferences into account. It was a strategy that paid dividends. Mullally's time at Ford was a success, and he even steered the company safely through the financial crisis of 2008. Companies that don't make ethical compromises find themselves better off and trusted. There's no bigger coffee chain in the world than Starbucks. No wonder, then, that in 2007, its chairman, Howard Schultz, asked his fellow company leaders whether they felt that Starbucks was at risk of losing its soul. The company had grown so quickly that Schultz worried that its shops had become impersonal and that its ethical guidelines regarding produce and employees were being disregarded. What defines this story is that Schultz hadn't lost sight of ethical issues, despite his company's size. Meanwhile, most companies don't worry about that at all. In truth, companies that don't compromise on their ethics will do better in the long run. Just look at the German electronics company, Siemens. It used to routinely pay bribes overseas when cultivating business partnerships. Then, in 1999, a new law passed in Germany that rendered such practices illegal, but Siemens continued nonetheless. In total, it transferred more than $1 billion each year to governments in countries such as Bangladesh, Nigeria, and China to get them on board. Siemens was highly skilled at obfuscating this money trail. They'd set up offshore banks and used local experts with ties to corrupt governments. Despite its efforts, by 2006, the German government had amassed enough evidence to bring a legal case against Siemens. Its executives were arrested, and the company faced $1.6 billion in fines. But that was chicken feed compared to the real cost. The company's reputation and public image had been lacerated. In contrast, it is those companies with sound, ethical images that are trusted in the long run. Medtronic is a fine example. This company produces medical equipment. From 1989 until 2001, its CEO, Bill George, repeatedly highlighted the company's ethical standards. It was there to serve patients, not maximize shareholders' profits. When a Medtronic executive was discovered to have a secret Swiss bank account, he was fired immediately. It was evident that he had been using it to bribe doctors to purchase Medtronic products. But George didn't brush the incident under the carpet. He went straight to the media to affirm Medtronic's zero tolerance of unethical behavior. And it paid off. The company's value increased from $1 billion to $60 billion during George's tenure as CEO. We've learned a lot in these blinks. Running a company or team is no easy task. But there are some clear guidelines that will keep you grounded and oriented. Whether it's through encouraging and embodying ethical behavior, or putting structures in place that ensure you're working with the strongest team possible, you'll soon be on your way to reframing your organization for its best work yet. Final summary. The key message in this book. Companies are complex entities that function in a complex world, so it's no wonder decision-making is no easy task. However, by applying a number of simple structures and methods, companies can be well placed to weather the inevitable storms and continue to grow. These structures include self-managing teams, the development of a strong company culture, and a commitment to ethical behavior. Actionable advice. Blame the structure, not the people. Within an organization, things can sometimes go horribly wrong. As a manager in these circumstances, it's easy to assume that your employees are at fault and to start looking for new ones. But instead of blaming the people involved, focus on the structures that might be causing the problems. For example, how clearly are responsibilities defined within the company? Often, conflicts arise not because people are inherently incapable, but because guidelines are not clear. Make sure everyone is clear about their tasks and positions within the company, and that they're on board with this structure. You may soon find your problems dissolving. Suggested further reading. Reinventing Organizations by Frederick Laloux. Reinventing Organizations discusses why companies around the world are getting rid of bosses, introducing flat hierarchies, and pursuing purpose over profit. And ultimately, by adopting a non-hierarchical model, these organizations thrive. I think that's it. I've done enough damage for one night. It's been a good day. I've quite enjoyed this. Now, I don't know exactly how things are gonna look in the not too distant future. Namely, tomorrow. I'm thinking about it. Thinking how I want things to be. Now I have everything working, I'm tempted just to keep it going. But I can't realistically step too far away, not yet. There's gonna be a time soon where it's just whoosh. But here and now, baby steps. Hello. Just wrapping up here. This is empty. Yeah, I'm out. It's been fun. Catch up with you again later. For now, take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.